I would have worn my red shirt, but it's currently dirty, so it's going to be this. A little behind the scenes action here, Readus 101. I'm not gonna lie, readers, the announcement of Thundercats Roar threw me off. And not in a, oh my god, I've waited for so long, this is exactly what I wanted kind of way. In actuality, it was more along the lines of, oh. Okay. Because in all honesty, that's pretty much been my opinion about Thundercats even when I was a kid. The original was a show that I would put on the TV when I wanted background noise for something that I was doing, or having something on the television while I was waiting for one of my actual regular shows to come on. And even then I knew it was a show that they really spent the majority of their animation budget on the opening for. And I can pretty much say the same thing about its outer space equivalent, Silverhawks. I can even say the same thing about He-Man, which I only knew because they made a nod to him in Ghostbusters 2. Hell, it took me remembering said nod in Ghostbusters 2 when they actually decided to reboot the series on Cartoon Network years later. And speaking of reboots, I was actually intrigued in the one that Cartoon Network made for Thundercats a few years ago. It was well animated, had a good story, and did a lot of interesting things with the characters. But unfortunately, there weren't enough people watching it, so it got cancelled after its first season. Fast forward 7 years later, and we have Thundercats Roar. A lighthearted reimagining along the lines of Teen Titans Go that looks to be more of a comedy series aimed at young children. But, of course, just because it's aimed at a certain demographic won't stop people completely out of the radius of it to actually complain about it. Ever since its announcement, it has received multiple criticisms over a wider range of people. You have the usual, aka the ones who think that their 80s childhood is being destroyed. You have the ones in animation claiming that no effort goes into anything animated or illustrated anymore, in favor of making animated shows that are cheap, easy, and untalented. And then, of course, you know, sudden excuse to be racist and sexist on Twitter. In all honesty, the only argument that I've seen against the show that isn't completely rooted in restorative nostalgia and, you know, scumbag fever is pretty much, why make this show when you can just make season 2 of the 2011 reboot? Which is a pretty fair question to ask, I believe. Personally, my take on it is pretty much the same take that I made on Teen Titans Go years ago. It's a vehicle that's going to be used in order to introduce young kids to the characters and the concepts that both these shows introduce, and with the help of either a parent, a family member, a guardian, or even themselves, will sooner or later become introduced to the versions of the characters that started it all for them. But at the end of the day, the choice of which version they actually prefer is up to them. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Laurent, I already introduced my 6-year-old son to Thundercats Roar, and he said he liked the original versions because they look cooler. Well, congratulations. I'm glad that your son proved the exact point that I'm trying to make in this video. As far as my feelings regarding the feelings of my fellow millennials and the Gen Xers that came before me regarding Thundercats Roar, specifically the ones who are complaining and actively making shit for the ones who are actually looking forward to it, I honestly have no idea how many times I had to say, this show ain't meant for us, in order for it to get into people's heads. If you want the OG Thundercats, the show been out on DVD. And less than legal means. And if y'all really care about the 2011 remake, then do what the fuck y'all did to get Young Justice Season 3! Did you completely forget that part of the reason why it's coming back on the DC Universe streaming service is because of you? How about instead of beating down the people who are actually looking forward to this show, or, I don't know, harassing the creators of the show, animators, writers, or otherwise, with racist or sexist comments, you channel that energy and time into something that you actually want to see. Too long, didn't read. Fuck off or do better, bitch. We can't wait to see what you can do. But I digress, readers. Your homework assignment for the day. Write in the comments section below what your opinions are of Thundercats Roar so far. Are you looking forward to it? Do you think they should have just revived the 2011 remake? I'd love to know your thoughts. Your non-sexist, homophobic, and racist thoughts. If you want to help support the channel, you can buy official merchandise by clicking the end card in the end of the video or in the link in the description below. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and every other Friday. But until then, this is Readus 101. Class dismissed.